All right, let's talk about one of the most tempting bets in all of sports, the parlay. You know the one. It's that bet that promises you can turn a tiny stake into a massive payout. Today, we're going to break down exactly how it works, and more importantly, how you can actually approach it like a pro. I mean, this is the question, right? How do you turn a $5 bill into 500 bucks? This is the dream, the very core of why parlays are so popular. It's what keeps people coming back. But is it just a lottery ticket, or can it be a real, calculated strategy? Let's find out. So here's our game plan. We'll start with the big promise of the parlay, then get into the two main types you'll see. After that, we'll hit you with some harsh reality, but don't worry, we'll follow it up with some much smarter strategies and the winning mindset you absolutely need to have. So, let's kick things off with the big question. Why are parlays so darn popular? I mean, you'll hear professionals tell you all day to stick to single bets, and yet, the draw of that huge win from just a few bucks is powerful. It's basically the lottery ticket of the sports betting world, and who doesn't love that idea? So what is a parlay really? Well, simply put, it's one single bet that connects a bunch of other individual bets. We call those legs. You might also hear them called accumulators or ACCAs. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Every single one of your picks, every leg, has to win. If even one of them loses, the whole thing goes up in smoke. And I absolutely love this analogy. Think about it like a combo move in Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Landing one hit is easy. Landing two in a row? A little harder. Landing a 6-hit combo? That takes some serious skill and a little bit of luck. It's tough, but if you pull it off, the damage, or in our case, the payoff, is absolutely massive. Okay, so now that we get the basic idea, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Because it's really important to understand that not all parlays are created equal. There are really two main types you need to know about, and they handle risk in completely different ways. And this is a huge distinction. On the left, you've got your standard straight parlay. This is the all-or-nothing, high-wire act we've been talking about. One loss, and you're done. But on the right, you've got something called a multiple parlay, or a system bet. And these are fascinating because they actually give you a margin for error. You can get a pick wrong and still walk away with some cash. It's a total game changer. So how does this whole safety net thing work? Well, instead of placing one giant bet, a system bet automatically splits your stake into a bunch of smaller parlays. Take a Yankee, for example. You pick 4 teams, but the system actually places 11 different bets for you. 6 2-team parlays, 4 3-team parlays, and 1 big 4-team parlay. That way, if only 2 of your teams win, hey, you still win one of those smaller bets and get paid. To make the most of these systems, you really need the right platform. If you were looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, just search for betplace.us in your browser. Okay, we've talked about the exciting part, the big potential wins. Now, we gotta have a little reality check. To bet smart, you have to understand why the overwhelming majority of these bets lose. And this isn't to scare you off. It's to arm you with the knowledge you need to be smarter than the average bettor. Let's just walk through a super common scenario. It's Saturday morning, you're looking at the games, and you pick out 5 heavy favorites. The odds are low, around 1.50 each. You think to yourself, these are all safe bets, they should all win. Seems like a pretty solid plan to build a parlay, doesn't it? Well, here's the cold, hard math. The actual probability of that safe 5-team parlay hitting is just 0.4%, less than half of 1%. And that's because with every team you add, the odds don't add up. They multiply against you. You're not dodging one bullet. You're trying to dodge 5 at the same time. And this quote right here just nails it. The moment you start adding 4, 5, 6, or more teams to your parlay, you are dramatically shifting the scales from skill and research over to pure blind luck. Your expert intuition gets drowned out by the sheer math of probability. Okay, so after hearing that, you might be thinking, well, geez, why bother with parlays at all? But hold on, this is where we shift from the problem to the solution. This is the expert's playbook. Real, actionable things you can do to build better, smarter parlays. So here are 4 things you can start doing, like right now. First, keep your parlays small. 2 or 3 teams is the sweet spot. Instead of one risky 6-teamer, maybe play 2 separate 3-teamers.
Second, know your numbers. Figure out what percentage of your bets you need to win to be profitable. Third, be a hunter for promotions. Look for parlay insurance or enhanced odds. And finally, get smart with features like cash out. Taking a guaranteed profit before that risky last game can be a lifesaver. Finding these promotions is crucial. And if you are looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, just search for betplace.us in your browser.
Now, this next part, honestly, this might be the most important part of the whole thing. Because you can have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't have the right mindset, it's all for nothing. Parlay betting is a long-term mental game. Man, this quote is so true, it hurts. Because you are going to lose parlays. You're going to lose a lot of them. And nothing feels worse than winning the first 4 games and then losing the whole ticket on a last-second field goal in the final game. It's brutal. But how you react in that moment is what separates the winners from the losers in the long run. So here's the code you got to live by. First, just accept that losses are part of the game. Second, stick with your strategy. Don't throw it all out the window because of one bad beat. Third, and this is absolutely critical, never, ever chase your losses by making bigger emotional bets. And finally, always remember the goal. It's not about winning every weekend. It's about hitting a few smart, calculated wins that make the whole season profitable. And look, this chart shows you what that looks like in the real world. Let's say you place 120 well-researched parlays over a whole season. You might only need to win 13 of them to turn a profit. That's a winning rate of less than 11%. It totally changes how you think about success, doesn't it? It's a marathon, not a sprint. So you see, it all comes together. A smart strategy combined with a disciplined, long-term mindset. That's the secret sauce. And of course, having the right tools for the job is a huge part of that. Finding a great platform with the features and promotions we talked about is essential. And just as a reminder, if you are looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, just search for betplace.us in your browser. Which brings us right back to the big question. Is the parlay a sucker's bet or a strategist's tool? Well, the truth is, it's both. For the person just throwing 10 teams together, hoping for a miracle, yeah, it's a sucker's bet. But for the disciplined bettor who keeps it small, manages risk, and plays the long game, it can be a really powerful and profitable tool. The choice of which one you want to be is entirely up to you.